Yeah, I ordered that book.
Someone who knows Mrs. Obama has to listen to this podcast.
I swear to God, I got a crush on Mrs. Obama. She gained like 10 pounds.
I don't care. I think
But she's looking
fine.
good in those polyester suits.
She's fine.
You see her on fucking Good Morning America? Oh, my God, she looks good.
Oh, my God.
What's happening, you bad motherfuckers? Thursday morning, the man, the legend himself, Mr. Ryan Sickler, straight out of Baltimore before the fucking wire. You know what I'm saying? He lit the wire. This motherfucker lit the wire and left.
Thank you for having me on.
What's going on, brother? Good to see you.
It's good to see you, dude. You know, this is what I want to say first before I say anything about myself. I watched your Degenerate special. I thought it was fantastic.
Thank you.
And I don't want to blow your cover, but a lot of people know this, and some people maybe they don't. You're the nicest fucking guy. Like, you really care about people. I tell everybody, like, Joey Diaz, you see that guy on stage, that's that dude. But you know what that dude also does? Calls you. Not text. You call. How you doing, Ryan Ziegler? Every time. You're checking on me all the time, man. I can't thank you enough for it.
You're your friends.
You're great, though. A lot of people don't do that. You're really good at it.
Listen, man, I'm sick and tired of
you're
people
a sweetheart.
saying I have no friends.
You got a lot of friends.
You don't. Friendship doesn't come because you're such a nice guy. Either you could have millions of dollars and buy your friends, or you could earn people's friendship. And one way to earn people's friendship is when the peanut butter jar broke, the peanut butter's on the floor, your kid's yelling, you're late for an audition, you're going crazy, and all of a sudden the phone rings and somebody just doesn't want something from you. They just call you to go, hey, man, I was thinking about you.
It's so nice.
Right there in that moment, even though everything's going on, for somebody to say, dog, the other night at the Comedy Store, I saw you, and I forgot to tell you, your set was brilliant. You know, something about Saturday night. A couple weeks ago, I went up there, and who's the guy that had the show when we first started comedy with the long hair? Tom Rhodes was up before.
Yeah.
Brilliant. The set he did was brilliant.
Tom's great.
It took me 5 days to remember to call him and call him and I go, hey, man, I'm calling you to say hello, but I'm calling you to say that your set the other night was brilliant. That humans don't have that no more. When I get a text message that says happy birthday or happy Thanksgiving or Merry Christmas.
That I'm guilty of it too.
I want to call you up and say, you know what? I hope your mother gets hit by an Amtrak. Because she raised you the wrong way. Don't you fucking text me Merry Holidays. You pick up that phone and you don't call. Don't even bother. Don't waste your time. I want to hear your voice. I want to know what you're feeling. I'm friends with you. I know what makes you tick.
I think it's beautiful.
And if you don't do that, you're not going to have... Everybody wants to have friends, but everybody wants to have friends. I want to have a friend that if I stab a motherfucker, my wife says, Ryan Sickler called. Your bail is $500,000, but he's got 25 that he can lend you till you get out and do a benefit. You know, there you go. Mm-hmm. That's not friends. Those aren't the same people that come to your birthday party at La Mirage. And, You know what I'm saying? Oh, my God. To a wonderful man, let's raise our champagne glasses. That don't happen. That's only in the movies. If that's what you're looking for, you're going to die with nobody. You're going to die alone because those people only come when your pockets are full. They're not going to be there when your pockets are empty. I look at how many people were around me when my pockets were empty and I was struggling in comedy, and I look at where they are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those people now come to the shows in Jersey. Like last week I did Gotham. I saw people there that I used to make go to open mics. You know when they make you bring 4 people?
Yeah.
There were kids in that crew that I would bring to those things. Like 20 years ago. Like,
really?
You got to do me a big favor. Before you go to the city tonight, stop at Stand Up New York and just pay for a ticket. It's $8. And they would go, for you, I'll do it. And they would bring like 6 of them would show up and they'd spend $600 at the bar and they'd be snorting in the bathroom. And then the club owner would go, listen, you can come here whenever you want as long as your friends come. Because they'd spend $400 or $500 at the bar. Right. I still talk to those people. You know, those people were there when I was doing open mics.
Dude, I'm still friends with guys from elementary school. I'm still good friends with guys from elementary school, middle school, and high school. There's a couple college people, but the core of my friends back home, and I see every time I go home, I see a good chunk of them. You know, everybody's got kids and things now, but still, we still have to make time to get together. But they're all from back in the day, all of them.
And every day I go, I got to call this guy. And it'll take me 3 days to call him. But in the meantime, I'll call other people. But it'll take me 3 days to go, I got to call this fucking guy. Wait a second, this guy works nights. I'll call him on my way to the Comedy Store.
Right, on my drive, yeah.
You know, Timmy works nights.
But that's beyond considering someone. It's also their schedule and when you can actually think you got a shot at getting a hold of them instead of just throwing on a voicemail that no one listens to anymore anyway. You know what I mean? Like, remember when it used to be like you had to be somewhere to get that fucking call. You had to be right here to get this call. Then it came call wait, and you were like, oh my God, 2 people think enough of me to call me at the same fucking time? Like, holy shit, hang on a second. Then you got the answer machine. It was like, let's listen to this message. Now, I see people on their phone with 300 missed fucking calls and 80 voicemails. I'm like, what the fuck happened? What happened?
I don't know if you guys have run into this. It blew my mind just because I grew up on the phone. There's a lot of people, especially my age and a little bit younger, who say they get anxiety about being on the phone. Like they don't want it. They won't make calls to anybody. That doesn't make sense to me. But people can get anxiety about anything, I guess. But
I like the personal aspect of life. I think that if you don't want it in your life, you don't have to have it. For me, I prefer that contact. You know, I like talking to my friends that I grew up with instead of talking to these people in LA. And like, you could do so much in LA to have people in your corner that say yes to you.
Yeah.
You could hire 4 people and have a big payroll and everybody's saying yes to you and getting your coffee, and you could yell and make scenes, and he's having a bad day today. Who gives a fuck? You know, what keeps me grounded is in the morning when I call one of my buddies from high school. And like I told Brody Stevens, they're delivering a FedEx package. And they're making $12.50 an hour at 55, and they're running up and downstairs. And I go to a comedy main room on a Tuesday and pick up $300 or something like that, you know. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking to myself, it brings it levels me.
It does. It's a balance, you know? Yeah.
We've, years ago, 10, 12, 13 years ago, a company ran a commercial. And it's a sales force. And the guy walks back in, and he starts giving everybody a plane ticket. Lee Syatt, here you go. Ryan Sickler, here you go. Tony Bananas, here you go. Johnny Gumbad, here you go. And they're all looking at their plane tickets. And he goes, ladies and gentlemen, I looked at the stats of the company, and I looked at the national stats. Sales are down because we do everything on these. Like, this was a commercial. And he goes, we're going back out there, talking to people, and we're going to get back in people's faces. That's how you sell accounts. Good luck, gentlemen. They were like looking around like at each other. And it said like the name of the company, if their salesmen make a count. But it's true, we've forgotten all those personal little things.
That personal
And I learned
interaction is
those
going
little
away.
things when I sold cars. I was 2 things. Guess what I used to do a lot more than I do now. I was a letter writer.
You were?
I loved writing letters.
To who?
Whoever.
You would do it for someone? Like I could
No,
say,
no,
hey,
no, no,
okay.
no, no,
This
no.
You
isn't
had pen pals?
This is contact. This
Prison
was-
inmates?
yeah, I was gonna say I'm not trying to make a joke. Was it from you being in prison?
No, this was something that I learned from a guy named Carmine Balzano. When I was growing up,
Such a
This-
great.
this guy
That is
got
the
caught.
most Italian fucking thing.
this guy got caught with machine guns. This guy got caught with fucking, not paying parking tickets, ripping tickets up. Like you'd come to him and go, I got $1,000 in tickets, and he'd rip them up. This guy lived corruption, but what he did was write letters to editors, and he would get his stories always printed. He was a letter writer, and I would look at that, and he'd always say the pen is mightier than the sword. Sometimes, he'd say in his words, sometimes the pen is mightier than the gun. Like he was a cop, and something he did something. Just I got into writing letters. And if somebody did something, like Timmy Holloway put up some pictures of me the other day, and he asked his father, where'd you get these pictures from? He goes, after Coco left, he wrote us a letter to thank us for everything we had done for him, and he included those pictures. He was fine. I was a letter writer. I love sending out letters. But when you go to prison, when you go before a judge, before I went in front of that judge, I wrote that judge 15 letters.
You did?
Oh, yeah.
Talking about what
happened, what my situation was, what I learned from it, but the probation report said I still didn't have any empathy, like I wasn't taking responsibility for the situation. But I built a relationship way before I went in there. And once he sentenced me, I wrote him letters from prison.
You did?
Thank you.
Was it more of a lenient sentence because you had established that connection with him?
He told me that my lawyer could set a motion for reconsideration in 90 days.
Wow.
That means...
It's a good judge, too, though.
That's a good judge.
Because that guy could have been like, fuck this guy.
I also had a friend of mine his brother was a dentist. And my friend was best friends with that dentist. And he went to him and played golf with him. So I reached out to that guy to reach out to the dentist.
You hitting every angle on
the
the
dentist
judge.
said to him, he goes, I've never done this for anybody else, but I'll do it for you because it seems like you really like the kid. So he talked to the judge. So because he did that, I kept in touch with that judge for years. I got sentenced in 88. And I was still writing letters to that judge in 92, 93. Oh, yeah. I'm a savage.
You are.
I was out of the system. I had no reason to write him a letter. But I would still write him letters. And one day I got in trouble. And I got taken to civil court by my ex-wife. And who was the judge?
No. Come on.
And I'm writing them letters about our situation. She's not letting me see the baby. I don't know what to do. He's not replying.
Right.
But he's getting these
But
letters.
He knows, and he's reading them,
You
too.
follow me? Sure, they read them. You got to remember, when you're a judge, you want to move up politically. So when a person dies, a funeral parlor makes 250 mass cards. That means that every time I come in contact with Ryan Sickler, if I treat Ryan Sickler the wrong way, he's going to tell 250 people that Joey Diaz is a dick. Or Lee Syatt's a dick. You have to assume that when you have contact with somebody,
their reach is 250.
Their reach is 250. So when you go up in front of a judge, and you're going up there, let's say for manslaughter, and you did plead out, and there was mitigating circumstances. And
I'm getting nervous just thinking about being in front of a judge for manslaughter right now, Lee.
Let's say you negotiate with your attorney 0 to 9 years. The judge could give you anything 0 to 9 years.
Mm-hmm.
If I show up into that courtroom with 20 people to all talk on my behalf,
and they're allowed to get up and speak,
what's 20 times 250?
Let's see,
yes.
5,000.
So that judge, instead of giving me 9 years, is going to give me 6.5.
That's great.
That's how you have to work the judicial
And did it help you out in that civil case? It did benefit?
Oh yeah, he told the next time you come up in here and you don't give him the kid, I'm gonna fine you $1,000 and throw you in jail for contempt. She fucking turned red.
Some of the bitches got carpal tunnel over there for fucking writing me so much.
It was funny because I was telling last night I took my jiu-jitsu teacher to the comedy store. Yes, since Jersey I've been writing a lot again in the book. And I thought about this story that was fucking whenever I go to New York and perform, I swear to God, I always see this kid that I grew up with. And he just waves at me. And one time in Jersey, I looked at him and I double looked at him and I'm like, I know this guy. And I went over and gave him a hug, but he didn't want to take a picture. He didn't even want to talk. And then I saw him again in New York. Then I saw him again last summer in the Borgata.
Just by accident?
I always just see him.
Really?
And he just waves.
He's like an extra in your life.
Like an extra in my life.
Yeah.
But there's more to the story. I was very good friends with him and his family growing up.
I see.
He had 2 other brothers. One was a wrestler, and the other one was a gangster. The wrestler I sold ups to. Black beauties.
Gotta drop that weight,
make
man.
weight. He, since their last name started with a D, I became friends with him in homeroom. And he was dear friends with a dear friend of mine. And I loved this kid like a brother, and he loved me like a brother. I used to go to his house, but throughout the years, my relationship with the younger brother selling them the pills, this kid knew he wanted to be a cop when he was 10. So he would tell me to stay away from his older brother. But his older brother made me 25 G's when I was 17 one time, handed it to me in an envelope. I love
25 grand at 17?
25, 20 grand in $20 bills. It was fucking 2 rubber bands stacked together. fresh bills out of a bank.
He robbed the bank?
No. It was, at that time, he was already in with these good dudes. And he used to. This was crazy. I went to him and said, can you do this? And he was a drive-through tower.
Okay, yeah. I remember that you put the tube in.
So there was 2 checks.
Yeah.
He goes, I'll do it, but I got to keep one. You keep the other one. You keep the higher one. I'll keep the lower one.
That was his
got
cut.
away with it. And then later on, he grew in the bank. Even though he was involved with a crime family, he grew in this bank. And then in the early 80s, when everybody wanted to be a drug dealer, he would take money out of a vault on a Friday at 3 and give it to you. Like he'd give you 60 for 85,000. But you better have that money back Sunday night at 9 o'clock because he had
that was his
crime
bank
family behind him. He would take money out of the vault.
That's nuts.
To pick up 2 or 3 kilos to move them. And he'd take a percentage of your earnings. But I mean, that's what he would give you, 60 for 85.
Vault he's taking that
60
shit.
for 85, and nobody do nothing.
And they never got caught?
Never got caught. He never got caught.
Shit. Everyone was always good with the money.
Then there was a loan shark that I would borrow from. I was into him for thousands. Because I would go up to him and say, you know Ryan Stickler? Yeah, good kid, comes to the bar. He knocked up his girlfriend. He has to get an abortion. He needs $500. He doesn't want to ask you. So you wouldn't even know you were taking a loan out from the guy. I'm paying him big on the money I told him.
I'm getting beat down 2 months later, not even knowing why.
Because I was going up to him as like the go-between, he was giving me 10% anyway.
Oh, shit.
So he thought I was giving you the loan.
So you're getting 10% on your own loan
from
that he thinks is my fucking money.
Because
and when you don't pay that back, he
are,
ain't coming to you.
And there you are at the bar drinking, having a good time. He'd be sitting there
fucking bat across
watching
the back.
you. No, he'd be there watching you, and you'd be buying drinks for people.
No, on his money,
With his money. Hilarious. I had one kid that owed him like 40 grand. He didn't even know it.
That's insane.
And after I left, he would go in there and shoot pool, and that's when the guy went up to him and they said, "Doug, where's my 40?" What are you talking about? So now me and him were wanted by this guy. So I leave.
I like how this started with him being a great friend. He's the number one friend in the world.
I leave for 9 months. I come back, and this bar is still the hot spot in North Bergen. It's called Joe Mary's, and the owner owns it, and he lives upstairs, the loan shark. But over the year, I heard that he got sick, and he wasn't in the bar a lot. I'll never forget this. So there's a front door, and there's a back door, and there's a bunch of people shooting pool. Me and Stinky, the guy that I told him that I borrowed the 40 grand from, we're walking back to the door, like tiptoeing, and we knock on the back door, and we're like, is George in there? And the guys that are shooting pool like, what? They're like, come in. And we're like, is George in there? And they're like, no. And all of a sudden you hear, no, George is up here. And we looked up, and George is right. He goes, how you guys doing? I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you have some money for me. And we're like, we do, George. Come on down. And he goes, I'll be right down. And he closed the window, and we just took off running. And I just never saw George the fucking loan shark again.
What year is this, by the way?
83.
So 40,000 is like 80,000. Like, what is it? Whew.
Oh, he's dead. He was 60.
Well, no, I know you don't owe him now. I'm just saying, it's a lot of money now.
There's a guy out there that owes him $250,000 that Joey had on him somewhere. Dude never even knew.
Oh, my God, it was fucking hilarious.
Hey, can I promote my album real quick before I fucking forget to do that?
We'll do it at the end.
I'm going to forget.
You ain't going to forget nothing.
All right.
We're here.
I want to tell you a story, though. I came with a story to tell you because I think you'll appreciate this story. So, when I was in college, I went on a run of like 0 for 21 trying to get jobs, and I was a hustler. I've been on my own the whole time. I've always worked. I've always had multiple jobs.
Were these resume jobs or like a job at Burger King?
A little bit of both. It was record and tape trader. Anywhere I could try to get some. Some were resume, and end up going. Downtown Baltimore. I go to this. It's like an employment office, and I am the white guy in the room of like 150 people. I'm the white guy, and it's for UPS. Okay, shout out to UPS Baltimore Hub Primary 1 Joe Avenue, and I end up getting hired as a Christmas helper, a seasonal helper. They call them drivers helpers, right? And they said, look, the guy that runs this route that's been doing this for years is hurt. His back's fucked up. So we got this younger kid in his 30s on the gig. I was in college. I'm 21, 2. And they're like, he's got to do his next day air packages, meaning he's going to take that package truck. He's going to deliver all the ones that are priority by 10 a.m. At 10 a.m., he's going to pull up on your street. He's going to beep the horn, and you're going to walk out of your house. You're going to get in the passenger side of that truck, and you guys are going to start delivering packages all through Baltimore County in this area. And you're hustling. The deal is he does the packages on his side of the truck. I do them on my side of the truck. Now, this is before Amazon, all that shit. So we're hustling. It's nonstop. They're letting you work overtime till we would go 10 a.m. till 9 at night, go back to the hub. So it's one day. Their fucking what is it? The rules for package delivery is out of sight, out of. In the city, you have to get a signature. You leave that shit on the steps in Baltimore City, that 10 people come running for that fucking thing. But in the county, out of sight, out of weather. A lot of people had a deck. You could put it under there, or whatever. You let them know where it was. So this delivery on my side here, and I get this package, and I go up and I rap on the door, and I can hear people in the house, and nothing. So I go around the back, and I rap on the door back there. I can totally hear them in the house. Shit's going on. I go back around again. You know, we're hustling. So the driver's like, what's going on? I'm like, I don't know, man. I can hear people in here. They're just not answering. So, I'm ringing the bell. I'm knocking on the front door. Nothing. I go back around the back again to leave the package under the deck. And while I'm back there, just for the hell of it, I bang one more time. Nothing. We go on about our day. We get back to the hub 9 o'clock at night, and the supervisor comes up, and he's like, how about that crazy guy on your route today? Now, look, we're in Baltimore. Like, there's a shitload of crazy people all fucking day we're seeing. We're going through the same neighborhoods all day. We see these people. So, there's crazy people on the route all day. He goes, no, man, the murder. And we're like, what? He's like, the murder. I'm like, both of us, we don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, this address right here where you delivered, that guy killed 2 people, and he was burying them in the basement while I was there. This motherfucker, I just looked it up again the other day. I'll send you the link. I thought it was about $700 or $800. It was somewhere. It was under $300. This guy owed these two. This ain't even dealers. These are fucking friends that borrow money. And he had a house in Arbutus. And it's where we were, and there's 2 cars on the yard. You could have sold those to a salvage yard, got this money for it. You know what I mean? They'd have come out and towed it for you. You could have paid these guys off. But he goes out to where I grew up, Carroll County, and meets these 2 dudes. And instead of giving them the money, he kills these motherfuckers right there. Puts them in his car, drives them back to his house, and then starts to bury them in the basement. Now, what he didn't know is one of those dudes had just had a newborn with his girlfriend. So his girlfriend calls the police after he's been gone for hours. She hadn't heard from anybody. And there's no cell phones or anything. And the police, she says, they went to this Patapsco State Park to meet this dude. His name is this. He lives here. Like, so my baby's in this car. So they go, and the baby's fine. Baby's there. But she gives them everything they need. They go to this dude's house. This motherfucker killed these 2 dudes. And he's digging up his basement to try to bury him in the basement, but he busts a a pipe or something, and the bodies can't be buried. They just float in there. So when they show up, they're just there, these 2 fucking bodies, and they take the dude away. And I'm out there beating on the fucking door, trying to deliver a fucking UPS bag. It's like, I got your line, man. That was fucking insane.
He probably never got your package.
Hell no. He never got that pack. It was under the deck. He might have, but the cops got his ass, and now he's gone. I just looked it up the other day. It's a link on the Baltimore Sun. I was like, what the fuck?
It's amazing what you would have to do.
Right.
And how you're going to get caught anyway, because
to kill 2.
Let's say you pick up the bodies and put them in your trunk of your car.
Blood everywhere.
Blood
already.
Everywhere, DNA. So that means you got to light that car on fire.
That's right.
At the end of the fucking job. So now you got to take them somewhere, wrap them, dig a hole, throw lime on them to help the body decompose, and hope that fucking Johnny Jogger doesn't come by. You know how fucking heavy a body is? Imagine when it's dead and you got to drag it.
I mean, I've carried a couple buddies that drank too much dead weight, and it felt like 500 pounds. Yeah.
Well, I love in movies when they show a guy just digging up a body. That guy that's an all-night job.
Sounds like you.
Yeah, I was going to say,
you
that
gotta go
sounds
3 or 4
very-
feet.
I was gonna say you keep saying this
You
with
gotta
like
go
so much
3 or 4
knowledge. Is
feet.
lime.
You got to go 3 or 4 feet, and you got to cover it good, and you got to hold, and then you got to
That's hours. It'd take you
That's
by
hours.
yourself with
That's
a
why
regular
it's
shovel.
hours.
It's hours.
hours. That's why you have to have.
I've dug in-ground pools and it's taken days.
That's why you have to have the hole dug already. By the time you kill the people, if you're going to go make the drug deal, so you can just throw them in the fucking
$200, Joey Diaz.
Yeah, but I know. Listen, there's people that'll kill you over 35.
You know what? You're right about that.
There's people that'll kill you over 20.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, me, it'd have to be 2 guys carrying 22 kilos of blow. You know, and then you got to chop it up. Somebody's got to help you with that job. So that means you got 2 people who know your secret.
That's right.
So now I got to kill you and put you in the hole. While you're digging,
right
I got to
now.
shoot you and take the money because now I got to live the rest of my life knowing that
That's the truth.
you know this. 20
Yeah.
years from now, I'm in my backyard. They knocked the door down. Lee got popped with heroin in Upper Manhattan. This is the gem he gave him. And he takes him right to the body, and they find my fucking T-shirt on the grave in the sweat. There you go. That's how quick you go away now. That's how quick you go away.
That is very vivid.
Hey, I've thought about it a lot.
Clearly, you thought about that shit.
And then you got to take your car and burn it. So now, 6 weeks later, the cops are going to come to you. You're already an alleged suspect. They already came and spoke to you. You told them you haven't seen nobody. And now they're going to come back to you and say, mysteriously, we found your car on fire, because you can't hide that.
I'm pretty sure this guy didn't have a plan.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying? He did not have a plan.
Well, a man without a plan is not a man.
That's
Nietzsche
right.
said that. So, but that's why it kills me when people get caught for murder, because I know for over 20 years, people not in my neighborhood but in those 5 boroughs of New York were killing people on a daily and making the bodies disappear.
How?
No body, no murder. If you want to send a message, then you leave the body on the street. But if you want the body to disappear, hey, Ryan Sickler was here. We did the podcast. Listen to it. They come back, no body, no nothing. I have to have that pre-planned. I have to have tape in the car.
Tape
in
in
a
the
baggie. I got to bury you with a fucking cap on because I got to shave my head before I kill you and my body hair.
You have thought a lot about this.
You have to. You have
Do
to.
No, you don't.
You might have
When I was going through my shit years ago, this is what I learned, and this is what
Who do you learn it from? The guy in Denver?
in Colorado.
Colorado.
Yeah,
In prison or out of prison?
out of prison, way before prison,
Way before
3 or 4
prison.
years before prison, and then you just learn from watching guys and reading how many murders the mob got done with that you'll never see the people. They just got rid of the bodies. But people get in trouble for murder every day. If you cover every trace, there's a lot of steps.
I was going to say, these days, an eyelash will get you.
An eyelash, a fucking clone with a camera.
You know
Because
what?
they'll
You're right
just-
about
you're
that. They'll
done.
fly them these days.
They listen,
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned, it's funny. When I grew up around these old-time Cubans that would not even have a conversation if a phone was in the room. Like if there was a phone on the desk, they'd go outside and talk. They were already hip to the NFL, the microphones. The feds in the 80s and 70s would bounce that off the glass. So even if you were standing in front of a bodega, the feds could point at you with those guns and get the vibrations of what you're saying off the glass. They were hip to that. They wouldn't even talk around glass.
Wow.
They would talk in the middle of the street on concrete, very hard to tape unless you know they're going to have a conversation at that.
Right. Then you fly a drone overhead.
Whatever, but there was no drone.
None back then. yeah.
Now there's not much you could do. Look at this. I said it for years. Look, then somebody just got arrested for Alexa. You want to buy Alexa and talk shit in front of her, you're going to jail.
I heard
You're
they
going to jail.
help solve a
They just
murder or
help solve
something,
a murder.
right? Yeah, I heard
don't want
that.
Alexa close to my fucking house. These phones, they're the kiss of death. They tape everything.
They do.
These phones, they tape everything.
Dude, shit I will talk about will pop up in my feed, everything.
It happens all the
they're
time.
recording everything.
This is recording everything.
Absolutely.
When you're jerking off in front of the camera, in front of YouPorn, and you're going back and forth looking Chinese, your eyes are rolling.
There's video
They got
of me
that
out
on
there.
tape,
Yeah,
too.
there's video
The
of me
sad
out
part
there.
is it's probably in those terms of like service that we all agree to because who's going to read it?
And any day we can make a
we-
montage of you and put it out on YouTube.
I think for years, I've always said when you go to the bathroom on a plane, that mirror, they're watching you. That's too much an investment for them not to be watching you.
Keep a little camera behind there and keep an eye on whatever the fuck you're doing back there.
Way before 9/11. In my paranoid cocaine mind, I always was even scared to do bumps in the bathroom. I would sit down and make believe I was taking a shit and then bend my head down and do 2 bumps of coke. And I wipe my ass and everything. Like if I didn't, I'd get
Right.
up and show my dick.
Never
in the
got
mirror.
caught.
Never got caught. Never got caught.
I have an aunt that she was on to, we used to think she was crazy, and now I think she was right. But she had, back in the phone, home phone days, she would hear her phone click and gone. New number. Right away. New fucking number. And we would always be like, you're fucking crazy. And now I see that they admit they've been listening and everything else. I'm like, you were on to it early on.
In the 80s.
She'd be like, why don't you call me? I'm like, because I don't have your new fucking You changed 10 numbers this year.
I knew when I was a kid, I read something once that different words activated different computers. Bomb, cocaine, the word 8-ball, different things.
Like program it into this, and then when it hears it, it'll start picking. That's when it starts
picking
recording.
It starts picking it up.
Oh shit!
I know in the 80s and 70s, I know this for a fact, that if I tapped Ryan Sickler's phone, I would have to, by law, go to the phone box because there was not just a cable box.
Oh, that old school gray box? Okay.
And if you opened that box and looked on your tag, there would have to be a tag on it that said FBI, County Sheriff's Office, Prosecutor's Office.
So legally they have to identify it, but 99% of people never go look at that box and not even know what's on there in the first place.
Never go look at it. I had a red box in 87.
What's a red box?
Cop got me a red box in 87. It's something that you plug into your phone, and if the light turns red, they'll tell you if your phone is tapped.
Did it ever?
Yes.
Did it?
Yes. Towards the end of Boulder.
A home phone, you like plug it in?
Yes.
And they're tapping you for what do you think? Do you know at that time?
At that time, it was drugs. I was involved in the drug ring.
And they're just listening to see if they can gather as many people as they can and put them all together.
Yeah.
Damn.
You should never say, I was raised not to say anything on the phone. And it was funny because my stepfather was anti-phone. And he would yell at my mother all the time. Don't fucking say shit on the phone. Don't talk about numbers. Don't talk about anything. And my 8th grade year, my mother still had the bar. But she had 2 phones. She had a payphone that rang behind the bar. And then she had a private phone in her office. So if you called the bar phone, she could pick up the phone behind the bar, but the phone in the phone booth would ring. One day, somebody made a drug deal on that phone, and they came and arrested my mother.
They did?
Because the phone was in her name. She didn't go to prison.
Right,
she
but
paid an attorney.
Right,
blah, blah, blah.
but
She
still
paid
made
off
her
the
life
judge.
hell.
It made her life hell.
Yeah.
It was one of the things that started the beef within her and my stepfather, that they split up because he told her for years, don't say shit on that phone.
That's every
Disconnect
fucking
that
mafia
phone.
movie you've ever seen. Don't talk on the
Don't
phone.
say a fucking word. Keep it light. Everything was code. Even if you could avoid code. All you got to say is, Sickler, meet me at the coffee shop. Number 3. Have 3 of different 4 coffee shops. So you know what number 1 is, what number 2 is. Number 1 is the Starbucks on Lancashire. Number 2 is the Starbucks on Laurel Canyon. And like that, they can't catch it. After a while, they're going to catch on, but by that time, you're going to switch on them again. Number 2 is now Laurel Canyon, if they are listening.
I love the criminal mind, man. I mean, some of those people are so masterful. If they would have put it toward anything, they would be
I respect
cancer.
it.
I do too. I love
respect
it.
I
love it.
There's parts of me
It's a way of thinking.
that I respect it because I respect a guy like Sammy the Bull Gravano, for example. Never mind he was a rat. Let's pretend we don't know nothing. Sammy the Bull was dyslexic and quit school in the 8th grade. And when he went to jail, one of his many businesses, let's say his worst racket, he was making $15,000 a week on loan shark.
Damn.
He was making $60,000 a month on loan shark.
Jesus Christ. That doesn't
Just
even
loan
include
shark,
right.
just
That-
loan sharking.
yes.
20,000 to Lee, 50,000 to Ryan Sickler to shoot his video, but you're gonna give me 75 on that 50. You're gonna pay me every fucking week on time with tax on to the principal. And people do it. It's a way of life for people. It's a school loan.
Yeah.
It's
It is a school loan.
That's
You're
what it is.
right.
It's a school loan. But at that time,
With deadly, potentially deadly interest.
just on that alone, like a guy like that, when Gotti let him loose, you know, it's well known. If you read anything about Sammy Bugavano, he owned a company that did everything in the construction trade. Marble floors, Italian floors, cabinets.
So they could do the whole thing.
So he would bid, and he would win the bids, and people going to John Gotti going, Doug, we can't get work. Sammy has the city locked up that tight. He was in bed with Trump. He was way in bed with Trump. Everybody knows that. And he was just building buildings. You know what a square foot of concrete costs you in Iowa? 10 cents. You know what a square feet of concrete costs you in New York? $2.10.
Jesus.
That's the mafia tax.
Yeah.
The mafia tax was making $3 million a month just off concrete. Every time the mafia would see concrete getting poured, they beep the horn. We're making money today. It's crazy when you see that type of, when you see a guy that makes 0 to 60 and you can't fucking put it together. You can't put it together in your life, but these guys' minds are completely different. I have a chapter in the book dedicated to the guy's mind that twisted me. I gave him his own chapter because he was 4 steps in front of you. It was something that I had never seen before.
Like in what way? Like, would you go to him for advice, or would he just always be telling you, like, here's how it goes, or like, how did that go?
I watched him and I studied him. You know, in the beginning of Fell on Black Days, one of the lyrics is, whatsoever I feared has come to life, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And there's times I find myself being him, even though I hated him. Because of
Being him in the way he was, meaning you're 4 steps ahead of what these people were thinking.
he had money. If you looked at him, he would give you the impression that, oh, you look at him and go, no, that guy's a bum. He played you to the last minute. He always kept you guessing. I love that element of life. And then he would fuck with people without them knowing he was fucking with them. That's another element of life.
Yeah.
Like, I'll put on a sweatshirt backwards. That drives people crazy. Which it shouldn't. It shouldn't affect you.
Yeah, it shouldn't at all.
You know how many people come up to me and go, you know your sweatshirt's on backwards? It drives them crazy. You know, for years I had pants that I would purposely put a hole by my dick so my nutsack could pop out. So you have to see my nutsack.
You put that in yourself?
I did it myself. I would have got a little hole and rip it open a little more.
I had one time where my
Just
balls
so you
stuck
would
out,
have
but
to
it
see,
happened
my
naturally.
nutsack.
Yeah,
And then when you come to me and say there's a hole in your nutsack, I go, can I ask you a question? Why were you looking? And it cracks people.
Yeah.
You can hear them. The psychological.
Why are you trying to crack people?
Because you're too stupid. Think about what's in front of you. Don't be looking at my balls. The fuck you looking at my balls for? Look ahead, straight ahead, shut your mouth and pay attention.
I love that criminal mind.
I
do.
He was my stepfather, and I'll never forget they caught me with a knife. One time they like I was so out of control before I went to Catholic school that they would have to do drop-bys on me. So they would drop me off at my godmother's house, and I would never know when they were coming. So my godmother would tell me in the morning, they're going to be here at 5. And next thing you know, I was running down the street with a pocket full of cash, and I'd see my mother, and I'd be dirty, and she'd go, come here. And he would tell me, turn around. They'd search me, and I'd have a knife. I'd have $22 on me. And they'd go, where'd you get this from? You're in the 3rd grade. So then my mom put a ban on anybody giving me money. Like anybody who came to the bar. Like,
Oh, you would hustle those guys? Or they
Yeah,
would just,
they
you were
come
the
to-
kids? They'd be, yeah,
when I was a kid, I'd go to the bar and I'd tell them jokes and shit. You know, to drive them crazy.
I'd be one of those guys
And they
that
give me
slip you
a five to get rid of me.
hell
Yeah, it's $5. Go buy some candy. I'm over here trying to suck this chick's pussy, and you want to tell me about Batman? Get the fuck out of here. So I'd go to the bar and work it for like $20, $30. When you're fucking 8 in 1970, $40 was like a $100 bill.
Yeah.
So I would go up to Harlem and buy weapons.
Weapons? What kind of weapons? You
Stars,
throwing
no
stars,
stars,
and shit?
throwing
Yeah.
stars.
Yeah.
We would take the 8 train to Chinatown and fucking, they would sell you the stars that weren't sharpened. So you go back home and throw them against the tree and they wouldn't stick. Then you had to go to the local hardware store. And Harry, the fucking guy, wouldn't want to do it. I'm not responsible. You didn't think you should. Come on, Harry.
Oh, that's all sparking. Like, I'm not responsible.
So Harry would
you
say,
would? He'd
this-
sharpen them for you?
Oh my God, this guy, he would say, I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't
There's
do it.
always a guy, man.
And after a week, we'd break his window, and then he would do it. A week. We'd break his fucking window, and then a week later, I'll sharpen it, you fucks. You know, these kids were way ahead of the fucking curve.
Oh, shit, man.
So my stepfather searched him one day and found the 007.
All right, but wait, why is he? Is this a daily thing, or you just were in trouble a lot?
became
So
a
now
daily
he's
thing.
all right. So now he's
It
checking you because you've
became
been a hellion.
I look at my daughter the other day, and I'm bouncing her on my lap. And I'm like, she's going to be in the 1st grade. And I still remember vividly in the 1st grade, I was stealing the teacher's editions of books with the answers and selling them to kids.
Selling them. You weren't
the
keeping
teachers
it for
book.
yourself.
No, I was even selling them to the kids like for $1.50, a can of soda, a
That's
hot dog.
unbelievable.
I'll never forget the teacher going, where's all my teacher's editions book? Like I would rob every single teacher's edition, including hers with the notes and everything.
How much would you sell them for?
Whatever, 50 cents. As long as I could buy like a record album,
Candy
like a record,
bar,
a disc
soda,
bar.
yeah.
I was already into that trouble. They used to have this thing called SRA, Standard Reading Assessment. And you went up in colors. But the last thing was the answers. Not one of them had answers. I had all the answers to SRA. So the only way you can move up is by seeing
First
them
grade,
out.
dude. He's 6
First,
right
second
now.
grade, 3rd grade. I was already hustling. Like I already knew the word of hustle.
Where would you keep this stuff? Like you had a locker?
I would have money in the closet, in the shoe. You know, I would hide different things, and then I didn't start stealing. I never stole from my mother, but I'd steal from Juan. At an early age, when he married my mother and he moved in, he would always leave money on top of the counter, and I would take a 20, and he would fucking catch me every time. He would take like a hair out and put it on top.
Oh, yeah.
He would flip the rubber band twice. He would put tape on the door, and I would never see it. And I'd
That's
go
my
in,
old one. Tape on the
and
door.
the tape on the door.
That's
would
an old
break,
detective
all
trick.
type shit.
Yeah.
You know, were you in the room? No. How can you not be in the room? The tape was broken, and you know he always busted me. I'm like, this motherfucker. So he started shaking me down. So before I left the house, I would have to shake down. So what I would do.
Oh,
is,
they pat you down on the way out and on the
out-
way in?
Oh yeah, when I lived in New York
You're
City,
getting a double, dude.
I would have to lift my hands up, and they would pat me down on the way out and on the way in. So if I had a weapon, I would have to throw it out the window.
Yeah.
I would have to call my friend on the 8th floor and go outside. I'm going to throw you the fucking BB gun outside the window. Bro, I had a BB gun when I was like in the 3rd grade. It was called the Marksman Repeater. Dig up a Marksman Repeater. A Marksman Repeater was brilliant. They cost $10 and they delivered them to your house. Your mom never even knew it.
Oh
They
my
brought it to your house.
Yeah, they asked you a question. Were you 21? I'm 48. You know. Look up a Marksman Repeater.
Oh my god.
Look at the size of these things.
I had a Daisy 880. It
Wait
was
till
a
you see
pellet
this-
and
wait-
BB. Remember
wait
those?
till you see
Pump
this
it.
Marksman Repeater in the 8th
And
grade.
so who would bring it to your house? The store would
The
deliver it?
mailman. You would go on a fucking website.
Oh, you'd
You would
order
go,
it.
No,
Okay.
you would go on.
It wasn't an
magazine.
in-town
Look
guy.
at the Marksman Repeater. It's the second one. Look at what
This
that thing
thing?
looks.
Oh, yeah. That
Oh,
looks
yeah.
real, man.
I
That's
had-
one of those metal ones. I've had one of those.
I had
yeah.
one of those in the 3rd grade, but the
Yeah.
specialty about the Marksman Repeater was the 3rd one.
Oh, this
The
one?
3rd one,
And doesn't the front right here flip up like
Yes,
this?
and that shot
I've
darts.
Had that, yeah.
it shot darts, pellets, and BBs.
Yeah.
So I was a 3-way fucking killer. I could shoot you with a dart. I could shoot you with a pellet. You know how many fucking people I shot with pellets for no reason? Just fucking shot him on 148th Street, like from my window, because I was a geek. I used to build fucking models. So the model was the first thing I do to. But I've been thinking about a marksman repeater for a week now. You know how much damage I caused with that fucking thing? When my parents caught me with that, my mom snapped. Like she just snapped. She was brokenhearted. So they put me in a Catholic boarding school.
Because of this right here.
That was it. That and the knife just killed my mother. And she was like, that's it. I'm putting you with the nuns to fucking straighten.
See, my dad was good about it. My dad gave us a buck knife. My dad gave us the BB gun. Like, I know, but you were in a lot of fucking trouble already. Plus, that was until middle school, and you were in first fucking grade.
Third grade. I was shooting a marksman repeater. I would wait all day. The box would get delivered to your house, and you could buy pellets anywhere.
Yeah.
And I would fill my
Remember,
pockets.
you get like a milk carton of them.
Yeah,
remember?
a milk carton. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I would fill my pockets with the pellets because the BBs, you could put like 30 BBs in there. So it was like a machine gun. I could shoot Lee from the time he left here all the way to the time he got to his car. Just belt them with BBs all over the place. The pellets you had to load one at a time. That's right. And the darts you had to load one at a time.
Wait, it shot darts?
Yeah,
Darts,
it shot all three. Darts, pellets, and BBs.
It's amazing you didn't kill anybody as a child.
I shot a couple people in the leg.
No, but you had like the throwing stars that were actually sharpened.
We used to play BB tag. We would do this thing where we'd have our Daisy 880 rifle, and we'd tie a cookie sheet to the front and back. You put the holes in the cookie sheet, tie a rope, and just lay it over like shoulder pads. You'd have a cookie sheet on the front and back, and we'd all run around with goggles on. And the agreement was one pump, because on one pump you could see it coming. You know what I mean? It wouldn't hit you that hard, but then, you know, everybody'd always cover them, pop right in the leg all the time. Get one in the leg. My buddy got one. He still got a scar from it being buried up under his leg.
It's crazy what we used
BB
to do to
tag.
each
Stupid
other.
shit.
Fucking BB tag.
BB tag.
I still remember playing hot peas and butter.
What's that?
Go get your mother. So we would be in that yard outside. In front here, it's fenced.
And when you say yard, this is a concrete yard.
This is a concrete yard. It had to be 100 yards long on 88th Street. 205 right next to it. There was a parking garage that wasn't being used. So that whole space became our playground. Hot peas and butter, go get your mother, as everybody turns around against the wall. And I get a belt, and I hide it. All right? And then we all have to go looking for the belt. Designated, there's a home base. You're not allowed to use the buckle. You can only whip with the belt. So,
at least you have rules.
So I'm sitting there, and you guys are looking for it. And whoever's close to it, I got to go, you're hot. Lee, you're cold. You're cold. Ryan, you're hot. Ryan's hot. Ryan's hot. Ryan. As soon as I say Ryan's hot, Lee and the other kid attack Ryan because they know it's in that area.
Right.
But everybody's scared because somebody's going to get that belt at any minute. But you've been whipped all day, so you're sick and tired of getting whipped. You're going to get it, Lee. And next thing you know, in a brick, you move the brick, there's the buckle. And you take it out, and those two guys are behind you, and the base is over there. You got to run past them with the base. So now they whip you with the belt all the way to the base. That game would always end with somebody getting whipped to the head. And
Buckle to the head.
Oh, my God, a buckle to the head.
This is like a Passover when Jews find the afikoman, except we don't hit each other with a belt. We get a quarter after. What are you talking about?
For hot peas and butter, go get your mother. And
Yeah, because your nose is broken.
Get the belt, then you whipped each other to death with the belt. And then we got into, if you look, not in today's modern chairs, but in the old chairs before the roller, it was a flat piece of metal that had a cork in it with a nail, a screw that went up, and that's how your chairs, and you could move them back and forth. You couldn't wheel them. We would fucking take that, we'd take a chair, turn it over. This is the second grade. My grammar school, every chair was fucking
Oh, you're
busted.
you're doing this in the school,
It's
not
the
at
second
people's
grade.
houses.
No. Second grade, while the teacher would give us an assignment, we'd take a chair, unscrew the bottom piece of it, and then you take it to the hardware store, and he would click the screw out with the gut of
Same
the
guy doing the throwing
which
stars?
would give you a flying saucer.
Okay.
It would give you a flying saucer that was made of metal. And then you would take a crayon and melt the crayon into the saucer. So that was your piece of metal. So you were blue You had a red one. You had a purple one.
Second grade.
Second grade, and then in the middle of the street, it would be like shooting pool. Number 1, number 2, then you got to hit it over
Like
number
bocce
3.
ball, you're trying to hit them out of the way
you have
and
to hit
shit
it with your
too.
thumb.
Okay.
You got to hit it
So
with
you're
your
flicking
thumb.
it.
And then we'll go to number 4, and then you have to get to number 8. But we're playing this while cars are going by.
Yeah.
Like a car would stop, and we go, "Fuck you! Hold on 1 second." We were like fucking in the second grade, dog, in New York City. Those people hated us.
I wonder. Oh my god!
No wonder why.
Sounds like how you like in prison will get like a knife together. You were wait a minute. How did you even think? You know what? I bet we could take the bottom of this chair, and Mister Whatever would melt it down and
I'll
sell
never
it.
forget in August in New York. Every August, they would shut the streets down, and they would replant all the trees. It was called the street rejuvenation, and from 8 to 12, they would shut the street, and they would replant every tree. But the top 3 inches was this generic dirt that had all been bushed together, and with rain, the dirt would melt into each other, and it would cause a topsoil. We caught that shit before it even started raining. So as soon as those construction guys would leave, 4 guys would go across the street. We would go across the street, and we'd play bomb with those things. And when you hit somebody with those, it just blows up and smoke comes out and dust. So you're dirty as fuck. We would throw those at each other for fucking hours. And then we would go to a street, like if 87 didn't have kids on it, let's go to 87th Street. There's no kids. And their trees would have that shit. And we play for 2 hours there, just throwing
bombing
dirt
each
at
other.
one another. I still remember being a kid on 88th Street, and one night me and like 6 little gorillas are hanging out, like in the second grade, and one kid goes, "Is that a rat?" And this rat had to be a foot long, and we chased that motherfucker, hit it with a stick. We hit it with a stick till he was making noises. We're hitting him with sticks. Then we threw rocks at him. Then we threw more. Then we fucking hit him with a 2x4. He was dead. We must have beat him when he was dead for an hour. I still remember, and then we figured out a way how to drag him out into the middle of the street and light him on fire. So, like,
Riding over his head.
I mean, killing a rat when
It's
you're
a rat,
kid
yeah.
is that's New York City shit. Like, that was how New York City, and that was on 88th Street. That was the calm kids I hung out with. Once I got into Santeria, I started hanging out on 148th
Jesus
Street.
Christ.
And that's where I bought the knife. That's where I got the Marksman repeater delivered to my godmother's house because she wouldn't ask questions.
She just it's just
got a
package
box from
for
the
you.
mail.
You don't
Why
even
Yeah,
would
what
look at it.
8-year-old isn't getting packages?
Right. Yeah, right.
At that time, I was hustling Columbia House.
Yeah, I
There was a
remember.
record company named Columbia House.
Yeah.
So I was hustling them. So I
It was
would
like 20 cassettes for a penny or
For a
some
penny.
shit like that.
8 cassettes for
At least
a
they
penny.
had that with CDs when I was growing up.
And then the next 3 were
That's
at
right.
$21.99.
That's
and
right.
you had to buy 4 albums in a year to cancel your subscription. Fuck you. I would put that penny on a postcard because remember you had to put a penny.
Yep.
You had to fucking Scotch tape a penny on a postcard.
And your little stamps for the albums
and
you
your little
wanted.
stamp for the albums and send it. So I would keep sending it to the same address, only under different names. So my godmother wouldn't know what the fuck was going on. Every time I go to my godmother, she kept, "You keep getting these bills up here. Who's Carlos Torres? Don't worry about it."
Don't worry about it.
And then I started doing it all. I started doing it. Anybody's house I went to, I would take their address down. And I would talk to my mother. My mother would go, "You got a box over at Guillermo's house." And I go, "Really? That's it." And I go over to Guillermo's house, and for a year, he got bills from me. And he would come to the bar. "Why am I getting bills at my house from Columbia House?" I scanned for Columbia House for like every album. They had Christmas albums,
Hell yeah.
Black albums, Spanish albums.
We had a teacher that told us he told us in high school, we were sophomores. He gamed it straight up. He's like, "I'll be honest with you. If you're under 18, you don't have to pay for shit." And he told all of us, he encouraged us, go get all those CDs you want. And then when they send you a bill, he said, take out a crayon and write, "I'm 16," and send that shit back. You'll never hear from him ever again. So we would do the same thing, but we wouldn't do it that much. We would send it to a buddy over here or down the street.
Oh, I ordered
Yeah.
everything on
everything.
magazines. I ordered the thing. I wanted a little trophy. When I first came from Cuba, I couldn't wait to get a trophy.
You just a
I
trophy?
just wanted a trophy. Sometimes you just want a trophy. Sometimes you want a Kit Kat. I just wanted a trophy.
Trophy. What kind of trophy did you want?
So I just wanted a trophy.
Anything.
So Joe Weider had this thing, the
I
muscle
remember
guy.
Joe Weider. Yeah,
There was a guy at the beach, a chick with a skinny guy at the beach, and the muscle guy comes over and kicks sand in his face. It was like a cartoon. And then you sent $1.99 to Joe Weider, and he sent you back training tips and a trophy that you were a weightlifter. And you would have to do the push-ups, and then you came back a week later and beat the guy up for taking your chick when you had muscles. What a marketing scam.
Oh, I see. All
And
right.
I'm going, Jesus Christ, this is hilarious. Like I had little trophies from Joe Weider. That's when you had to order whoopee cushions,
Right.
X-ray glasses. So they'd show you X-ray glasses. There'd be a girl in a bikini, and you with X-ray glasses on like this, with your mouth open. Those X-ray glasses didn't fucking work. You got beat, Jack.
Right. You did.
You'd be like, and then they had Spanish Fly. And I remember that the first time me and my buddies bought Spanish Fly, we're like, who we're going to give it to? And we gave it to one of my friend's grandmother. We all went over there and watched fucking Donnie and Marie. And we just stared at the grandmother for like 2 hours to see if she would scratch her pussy. Anything. Give us a sign that you're only grandma. Grandma didn't do shit, so we never bought
Because
this.
if she was, you guys were ready.
Oh, yeah, we were like in the 8th grade. I'll never forget the kid giving up his mother. He's like, fuck it, let's use it on my mother. I don't want to say his name because people hate him. But I still remember going to his house, watching the Donnie and Marie Family
It was
Hour.
grandma's,
Like
man.
4 of us just sitting there going, is she scratching the pussy yet? Like, is she fingering herself? Like, we were all waiting
Like
for
she's just gonna do that in
Yeah.
the living room.
Like, you're such a fucking idiot when you're a kid.
Yeah, you are, right?
Spanish
You are.
flies and make a woman go crazy.
Oh,
And that was the ad. Like, the ad was a girl in a bar, and then a girl passed out like Cosby's, and you're fucking her. That was the ad in the late 60s, 70s. You meeting a girl at a bar, like with a martini glass, and the next minute you're both in bed, like giggling, like making love. That was the ad for Spanish Fly. So it guaranteed women would get loose.
Yeah, but then you're not supposed to give it to the grandma.
But that was our.
You're a kid. They didn't know.
Before we gave it to girls in the 7th grade.
She was a tester.
Before we gave it to girls in the 7th grade,
7th grade.
like 8th grade, we wanted to test it. Like we got it in the mail on a Friday and we couldn't wait. We couldn't fucking wait to test on somebody. So this kid volunteered his grandma. Let's give it to grandma.
Grandma.
She's gonna be over there. My mom's gonna be out playing cards. If she dies, who gives a fuck? And we gave like I never forget. He gave grandma like 2 capsules. And we
Put him in like what, or
like
tea or
milk or
something?
something.
Yeah.
Grandma, you want some warm milk? Bless your heart. We're sitting there all night fucking howling, waiting for grandma to start finger banging herself. That night,
Oh, my
we left there depressed as fuck.
Was grandpa still
We
alive?
lost our investment. We were a bunch of perverted kids. Then there was a time you could
shit.
order pornos. You could order pornos, and it came with a fucking projector.
It came with equipment.
Super 8 projector. So it was a Super 8 projector and 2 homemade pornos. And you had to send a money order. So you had to walk up to the fucking Chinese store or the post office, get a money order. You couldn't go to your mother and get a check. In those days, it wasn't like now that they could deposit a check. You had to wait 22 days for a check to clear in the fucking 60s and 70s. It was a nightmare. So we had to get a money order. And I still remember waiting 6 weeks for the fucking camera to come. And it came in a box and you plugged it in. And it was very frail. And it just had 2 things. And it was Super 8. So it had 2 reels. And you connected this one to this one. You pressed play.
It wound to the
And
other.
it would just go 10, 9, 8, 7,
And
6.
it worked?
Yeah, and it would go down to like, and all of a sudden, like a fucking chick that was beat up would come up and she would start sucking some guy's dick that was huge. And they were disgusting pornography. It wasn't nothing like what you see today. The chick didn't know she was being taped. You know, most of the times there were rapes that were being filmed.
And these are being mailed to people?
There was no legislation.
Right, yeah.
Nobody gave
Yeah.
a fuck.
Was this like a porn magazine like that would have this
It was
these
like-
ads?
It would be like a cheap porn magazine. There was a Puerto Rican porn magazine called Pica Pica. And it was naked women with their faces covered. Why do I want to see that?
Right.
Like this guy was tricking chicks. Like he would take
Right.
them home and take their pictures and put like black over their eyes. And they would show you their pussy. Like they had that magazine. I forgot what magazine we got it from. But I remember it was like 5 of us that chipped in. And we all went up to my attic and we fucking put curtains on the wall, like a sheet, and we made sandwiches.
Sandwich.
And we thought we were about to see like this fucking, like fucking Farrah Fawcett getting fucked. It was some chick with flat titties that had been shot. Some black guy with a big, big dick. One of the kids, and in the bit I said that one of the kids started crying. He was like 12. Like we were like 14, 13, and we're watching this big black dick fucking a white chick. Like we never saw that before. Everybody went home. Like, well, like, turn it off. It's all over. Like nobody wanted to have sex no more.
That Spanish Fly.
That's how bad porn was.
Yeah.
Then. You could buy anything in the fucking mail. Anything. Right out of a fucking magazine. The best was getting magazines and sending them to people's houses.
You mean for like just like the CD or the cassette you order them?
I go to the dentist. I go to the dentist office. You go to the magazine, People magazine. There'd be a thing.
Yeah.
Fill it out, send it in. We'll send you 10 copies. I'd fill it out, send it to Lisa Syatt's house. For a year. Any one time I went to an office and there was something, I'd send him to Lee. And I'd wait for him to say one night, I don't know what's going on. I keep getting these magazines sent to my house. And I would die of laughter. I would do that to people constantly. If I wanted to fuck with you, I'd send you cabs. Like at 2 in the morning. And tell the cab driver to ring the doorbell.
And then they're expecting the fare and everything.
That my grandma's deaf. Please ring the doorbell.
Oh, no.
And kids would come into school the next day. Somebody sent a cab to my house. And me and my friends would be howling because it was us.
Have you ever talked to like parents from your friends and be like, what did you think of us as 8-year-olds? Like, what was it like having us as kids? Because they must have been like, they can't have recovered yet. Like, this is great. This is crazy.
Were you the worst in your group, or was there always one that would go an extra mile in your crew? Who was the guy that would just? I feel like you're the guy, but I also feel like you know a guy that
let's be honest.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. This is what was going on because I've thought about it a lot. I'm trying to write a book. There was only 3 or 4 Spanish kids when I moved to North Bergen in the neighborhood. We weren't the popular breed. We were the fucking Arab of today. You know what I'm saying? Like these people with their meter language and fucking Telemundo and, they didn't really know the culture, maracas and shit like that. So for me to get any attention as a kid, I had to be above and beyond them. Do you know what I'm saying?
I do, yeah.
It's like when I tell people, if you want a good piece of pussy, fuck a white chick from Miami. Because she's been competing with Spanish girls all her life. She's got to suck that dick better than them. You know what I'm saying? All the white kids are fucking the Spanish chicks because that pussy's good. You're a white chick in Miami. You hook up with a white chick from Miami, like Southwest, they will suck your dick till the pubic hairs fly out of your head. Because they've been trained. They have to. They know they're competing against hot Spanish chicks with Brazilian chicks and Puerto Rican chicks. You gotta suck a good pipe. It's the same. It's the same fucking thing with when I was growing up. So, like, it wasn't really an act to me. Like, I was fucking kind of out there as it was. My dad had died. I was a little out there. My mom remarried.
What age?
3.
3.
But that fucked me up. Then my mom remarried.
Do you remember anything? Anything? Or do you more remember pictures that you've seen? Or?
No, I remember. There's a picture of my father in the living room. My sister sent me from Cuba via my cousins. It's my dad and my mom circa 1954 on a street corner in New York City with like 3 other couples. Like way before the Cuban Revolution. They were kids. He was 6'4". I don't remember him.
Damn, he's big.
I remember being in a kitchen in Union City when we first had the bar. I remember being a block away. We lived a block and a half away from the bar, and I remember that him and I would dip bread into olive oil. I love till today. Every time I see olive oil, I dip bread in. I think of my father.
Isn't it crazy, that connection with food and stuff like that? You have the smells.
And I remember going through the Lincoln Tunnel with him, sitting on his lap.
At 3, you remember that?
At 3, me driving his car. Like, I remember that. But I don't remember the tone of his voice or a conversation. I don't remember that like that.
I recently, someone sent me a video of my grandmother, and she was such a great woman, took care of us. Like, she was a mom to us. And and I heard that video, and in my head, her voice was lower. It was weird. You know what I mean? Like the pitch was a little higher than I actually really remembered it. And I started realizing, like, oh, you know, you start hearing that voice in your voice almost. But that was interesting to me because I was like, yeah, if you would have played that for me, I'd be like, I don't think I would have guessed that was my grandmother at first. And then when the camera's on and she starts talking, I was like, wow, I don't remember it sounding exactly like that, if that makes any sense.
I have two connections left in my mother's world. My godmother's daughter in Miami and my mother's brother in Glendale. And when I talked to my mother's brother, my uncle, and we've had a rocky 55-year relationship, him and I, but I spoke to him over the weekend, and it's weird. When I hang up with him, it's like talking to my mom, only if she was a man. They have something in their voices that are very similar. You know, I could call my uncle on the way back from the comedy store. I know he's awake. Midnight is when he comes to life, Jack. He starts watching old baseball games. He puts on Spanish music. I'll play his answering machine. It's hilarious. It's him.
How old is he?
80.
Is he really?
He's 80. He walks 5 miles a day, Monday through Friday. He's had cancer for 10 years, and he switched his diet. He refuses to get chemo. So he has a no-sugar diet. You got to see this guy's body, you know.
At 80, he looks good,
He hits the bag an hour a day.
Wow.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. And he runs a nightclub on Fridays and Saturdays.
At 80? Damn, he still got it.
Listen, when you go to Cleveland Hilarities, take a look at Nick. Take a look at Nick Costas. At 75, you look at Nick Costas and you go, wow, when I was growing up, a 75-year-old man was frail and small.
Hunched over in a cane and a walker.
Take a look at Nick at 75. You know why? Because he lifts weights 5 days a week in his basement. He does 35 minutes. He does calisthenics. He eats chicken. He stays away from red meat. He drinks a little bit of wine. His wife is sick. You look at Nick and you go ahead, touch his shoulder. You know when you tap people on the shoulder?
Solid.
It's like hitting a fucking rock. It makes you think. It makes you really fucking think, you know. We're going, how old are you now?
45.
You're not a youngster no
No,
more.
hell
you
no.
know? I tell Lee all the time, you know, I wish I knew then what I know now about going on the road and eating healthy. When you go on the road at first, you're broke.
Oh, chicken fingers, fries, whatever the fuck they give you. It's
you
pizza.
Eat, you know? But you do have a choice.
You do.
You do have a choice to eat the vegetables and the salads. And the whatever, but you think if the mozzarella sticks to this bed, the salad's got to be brown.
That's right. That's right.
You know,
If I'll eat it if
tomatoes,
it's fried.
But I think of all the, I look at these guys now that are a little older, and you'd have to take care of yourself to go out on the road, and you know you can't go on the road and drink fucking 3 nights in a row no more.
No
you
way.
Die. I'll die.
You will die.
I'll die. I'll die.
I don't drink much at all anymore.
Really?
No.
By choice?
Yeah, well, you know, a handful of years back, it was like a run with comedians where like 5 or 6 of them I knew got DUIs. And I just started looking at myself like, shit, I sit here in I have 3-4 beers. I have a tolerance. I get a buzz. But even if I'm not fucked up, I know that if I drive home and a dog runs out in the street or a kid or something, it doesn't matter. I've been drinking. I'm getting a DUI. And I watched a girlfriend of mine at the time get a DUI. It cost her 10 or 12 grand. She didn't have a car for a year. AA classes, all this shit. Like the time, that's the other thing. It's not just the money. It's the time that you have to put into this DUI. And yeah, I smoke. I smoke weed, but I mean, I'll go 2-3 months without having a drink. I'll have the same 6-pack in my fridge for 8 or 9 months and not even have one.
I had a beer last night.
I like a good cold one every now and then.
At the store last night.
I
love the taste of beer. Alcohol, I have a problem with. More than one beer, I have a problem with.
But can you have one?
Yeah, I do it all the time.
Because I've had a lot of people come on the podcast
I could do one
and say
an hour before I go on stage. So by the time I get off stage, I have no misunderstandings.
Right.
There's no misunderstandings. I will never have a beer and get in my car. I couldn't handle it. I can't handle it. I can't. If a cop gets behind me, I lose my mind. I can have a body in the trunk and 20 kilos of coke in the trunk and drive perfectly. It's amazing. I have nerves of steel. Give me a cocktail and a cop gets behind me, I completely fucking lose it.
Well, that's the thing about weed. Like, adrenaline will override a high, a marijuana high, immediately.
When I go to the comedy store at night, I'm not high. I get high when I'm down there, and by the time I get off stage, it's gone.
Right.
I never have weed. Listen, they gave me a privilege in this state. They've given me a privilege that I could even drive with weed in my car. I don't drive with weed in my car. I don't like smoking in my car unless it's me and Lee when we get to the ice house.
Yeah.
We pull over, we open the windows, and we smoke, and then we add a car out. We have a privilege. I don't ever want to abuse that privilege. I don't want to be the one to abuse that privilege.
Yeah.
So they let us smoke. You could smoke all the weed you want in your backyard. You could smoke all the weed you want in your fucking house. Just open the goddamn windows and put an incense stick out. But there's no reason to be driving down the 405.
No.
Smoking a joint.
I see people do it all
and then
day
you get
long.
Caught, and you get in trouble, and you feel fuck
And
him.
assholes like
You're
that
done.
ruin
That's
it
a
for the rest
DUI.
of us.
That's
It
a
is a
DUI.
DUI.
So that's the problem.
See, in Maryland, we have DWI, which is driving while intoxicated, and then also DUI, which is on anything, pills, anything. But here, it's all DUI. Like, there's a specific breakdown in Maryland for alcohol and then everything else. But here, I mean, I had a buddy of mine, right? This dude, so he had this old pickup truck, Ford short bed, and the gas gauge was always wrong on it. It always read a half tank wrong. And believe me, I've taken the fucking thing out for a push up and down La Brea before, hopping in, pushing it to the next light, hopping in, pushing it down past Melrose, hopping in, sweating my balls off. And one night, he's helping his buddy out at the equestrian center in Burbank. He was in the horses. He's got a cowboy hat on. He's got spurs on. And he's he's headed to the beach for a party. And he runs out of gas. And he grabs a gas can out of the back of the truck and he starts walking on the 10. And the police see him. So originally they stopped to pull over a pedestrian on the highway. That's the initial pullover. He's probably, 50 yards, 60 yards from the truck at this point. He's got a gas can in his hand. They're like, "Where are you going?" And he's like, "Oh, I ran out of gas. I'm going down the hill here to get gas." And they smell alcohol on him. So they arrest him. They give him a DUI. And he calls me. He's like, "Guess where I'm at?" I'm like, "Jail." He's like, "Yup." And he's making friends with all the cops. He's going to poker night the next fucking week. And I told him, I go, "Why didn't you just say we had an argument and I fucking bailed and you were stuck walking with I would have gone to court and done that for you. I'd have been like, "Yeah, we got an argument. He's a fucking dick." And I got out of there. But they got him on it. And then he had to move to New York because he's an actor and he couldn't drive out here. He could not get the audition. So he goes to New York. And he has to do his AA classes in New York. And he's in there with lawyers and everyone. They're all telling everyone. They're telling you, make sure your prescription, if you have any kind of painkillers, you better have that prescription in the car with you. Not just get a copy of it, and because they're going to pick you up, they're going to take you. So this one dude, this fucking idiot, drinks, I think it's like a case of beer he has, and he needs more. So he lives above a liquor store. He goes down, liquor store's closed. He goes up a block or two.
Walks.
Drives. Right? Gets beer, pulls back in. The cops pull right behind him and arrest him. Okay? Liquor store was open the whole time. The motherfucker pulled on the wrong door. The other one was unlocked. This motherfucker would have never got a DUI or anything.
I've heard DUI.
It's so fucking stupid.
This is why
Stupid.
I act the way I do. Because you're going to get a DUI when you least
That's right.
fucking expect it. When you least fucking
$1,000 cab ride is worth it. It's worth it.
I love when Lancashire, they have cops. You pull up to the cop, and then 10 feet from you, there's a tent, and there's 2 Indian nurses taking blood out, and there's 10 cars lined over. I love pulling up to them, looking at his eye, and going, "What's happening?" And he's like, "License, registration, have you been drinking?" "Do I look like I've been drinking, officer?" "I just left the comedy store." And they'll go, "Oh my God, we know it." I love it. I love it being able to pull up to them and laughing in their face. Like, "You got nothing on me. There's nothing in here. There's not even a fucking gum wrapper.
Man,
there's no
one time,
alcohol. There's nothing."
this was right at the end. That girl I was seeing literally the day she was relieved of her DUI, the year end of all of it and everything. I go to a fight party. It was Pacquiao, Ricky Hatton. Remember, he knocked him out. He knocked him out in like, I want to say the first 30 seconds. Right, or so. It was quick. Well, I'm drinking, thinking this is going to be a long fight. So I'm drinking. I drink up till the fight before the main event, and I'm done. Now I'm going to watch this main event that's going to go all 12, and then I'll be good to go, stay another hour, and I'm out of there. And Pacquiao knocks this motherfucker out quick, and the dude lost money, so he kicks everybody out. All right. I get in my car. I drift down the hill. I make a right on Wilshire Boulevard into a DUI checkpoint. And I'm like, here it fucking is. She just got off hers, and I'm going to get it. And I've definitely been drinking. I shouldn't be behind the wheel. And I pull up, and I see the math. You know, you start doing math because they're one go, one over. And I'm doing the math. I'm like, I'm getting pulled over. I see the math, you know. And they pull me over, and he just stares hard in my eyes. And I'm nervous, man. I go give him my license. I drop the fucking thing, and I'm like, oh, God. And he looks at it, and he gives me about 3 of them. And he goes, all right. And I fucking pulled over around the corner and almost shit myself. Like, I was terrified. But the thing about alcohol is adrenaline. If you're fucked up and they open that car door, you'll fall out. If you smoked a little weed and you're scared, you can cartwheel down that middle of the fucking line. Like that adrenaline over weed's like, see you later, man. Smoke me later. Cops are behind us right now. I'll see y'all.
High jumps right out of here.
Right, it's like, I'm out of here.
I got weed that can jump.
I'll see you back at the crib, man.
You ever go to your door and there's a cop and you're smoking? Yeah. The high jumps right out of your body. You can even see it standing next to you going.
Just slowly slinking back. Yeah.
No. I don't get. The only time I get sizzled is early in the morning.
I watch
before I work out, or late when I get back from the comedy store.
So when you like it when you work out?
No jiu-jitsu, but kickboxing and lifting, yes.
See, I don't like so when I like to smoke and go hike or something like that where I'm not, it's the counting repetitions when I'm high that makes me, like when I get to 5, I feel like it should be 50. I'm like, that's all I'm at. You know what I mean? It really makes me focus. And when I'm outside I'm listening to music, I'm just hiking these canyons and stuff. That's when I really enjoy it. I've never been, I've never enjoyed smoking weed and lifting weights because of the counting involved.
I was
ruins it for me.
I was really skinny, bony shoulders. And my mom wouldn't let me lift weights. I was 15, so I would take the sliding door off the hinges and put it on 2 chairs, and I would get those sand weights, and I would lift them and hide the weights under fucking 2x4s and
you
shit.
Were something else, dude.
And then, when I realized what real lifting was, that's when I didn't take to it too much.
Yeah. There's that sushi right there, Lee. Get a little taste of that.
I didn't really like it. And a friend of mine one day, when I realized it was bench press and incline and bent over rows and T-bar rows and a push and pull technique, and you got to do this 4 times a week, I was like, this blows. But then it became what basketball was. Like, I respected basketball. And then one day somebody told me, you don't smoke before you play? And I'm like, no, why would I? And they're like, oh, my God, it feels like you're flying through the air. That's all I needed to hear.
Yeah, right.
I started smoking, and then I started hooping. I could hoop a little better. And with working out, like if you definitely hate working out, take 2 hits off a pipe before you work out. Get good music on your little fucking iPod.
I love getting outside like that.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
It's a shame that I kickbox inside and I go to jiu-jitsu inside. But there's days I'm like, I'm not going to one of those places today. I got a punching bag in my backyard. I got 3 or 4 kettlebells. I got club sticks. I got a ball. I got a jump rope, and I inhale that fucking vitamin D. There's nothing like a little bit of vitamin D when you're working out. You get that natural suntan from the sweat, because your sweat works as a sun tanning fucking thing. I love all that aspect of it.
Me
but
too.
The bottom line is it's induced by the smoking weed. I don't think I'd enjoy working out as much if I didn't get high. Jiu-jitsu, you got to think too much. And I'm on my back. I got to go in there sober.
Yeah.
But the Muay Thai, there's a guy at Muay Thai that when I pull up in the mornings, he's smoking in his car.
Really?
Before he wraps his hands, he smokes a blunt. And he's 50-something, 40-something. He goes, this is the only way I can do it, is if I don't think about what I'm doing. And you don't think about it. You don't think about you focus on breathing.
Yeah, see, it's
You focus on your day.
that's
While
the way it
you're
is
doing
hiking.
You focus on breathing and you focus on your day. What am I doing after this? And how much better am I going to be that I did this today?
Also take time, like, during those moments to appreciate, like, all right, let's focus on what's fuck yesterday, fuck tomorrow.
Yeah,
Tomorrow we already know is going to be a shitstorm. Let's think about all the positive shit today that we've got going on and what we've done and focus on that, because you can get bit by a rattlesnake right now in this fucking canyon and you're dead, you know?
Yeah, that's why I don't like hiking.
I've seen a bunch of them up at Fryman, but I go to Temescal. I probably can't now with those fires. But I like, that's a real fucking hike down there, man.
You know, when I was like a junior in high school, we would jump the fence to a cemetery and knock over the gravestones, and there'd always be a little snake in there. And then we'd put them in a jar and then take them to school the next day and chase girls and shit. And I remember one day I was chasing a girl with a snake, and the snake shit. Like a little bit of shit, and it wet my arm. It was just a little snake shit. So last week I got to go to my mother's grave. And when I went I always go visit her, but when I went in March, it snowed. This year. I went March 20th to do Nyack and for the release of what's his name's book. And I didn't go because it snowed a foot of snow. So when I went this time on Friday, there was fucking just, it was like a pussy in the 70s, hairy as shit with grass and weeds. So I had jeans and sneakers on, and I got on my hands and knees and just started ripping weeds out, you know. I don't even know what the point of the fucking story was.
Snake under the tombstone.
Yeah, and while I was ripping the things out, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, right.
Whoa, wait a second. Let me watch so I kicked it in there a little bit, and I started ripping it, and I looked, and then I cleaned it out, and I was tempted to push the tombstone to see if there was a snake under there. Because that means your mother's in hell. Like, if there's a snake under there, it means your mother's in hell with Satan, lighting cigarettes and shit. But I don't want to know she's in hell, so I just let the tombstone alone. I wiped it down with my sweater, but it was so funny because I was smoking a joint. For years, I would go to my mother's grave and just smoke a joint and talk to her. When she first died, I was there 4 times a week, and there was no gravestone. It was still muddy. You know, you have to wait for the grave to settle a year before you put a thing on it. And then after a year, they put the gravestone. So when I pull up, I see a high-low worker, like a guy that digs trenches out. I see him, and he's on the phone, a black dude. I don't say nothing. When I sparked that reefer, it must have smelled good because his ears,
I'll call you back.
yeah, his ears perked up.
I bet.
And he saw me on the floor ripping the grass. And he's like, "Can I help you, brother?" I said, "Man, you work here?" He goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "Man, you look familiar." I said, "Yeah, whatever. What's your name?" And he told me whatever his name was. I shook his hand. I go, "You work here?" He goes, who is this? I goes, "My mother. I grew up around the corner." He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "God damn it. A motherfucking TV star right here." You know, we started talking, and then I said, "Listen, do me a favor from now on. Can you mow this for me?" And he looked at me, and I went in my pocket, and I gave him 3 20s. I said, "Take care of this fucking grave." And he went over, he wrote the plot. I go, "Just trim it a little from time to time." Because I even took the bricks out. I had like bricks around it, so like grass can't eat. He goes, "Leave the bricks. I'll fucking put the zip whacker in there." So it was kind of weird that while I was ripping all that up, I thought about all the times I would go to the cemetery and kick over the fucking tombstones and there'd be a snake under there. I don't know why I thought of that.
My brother was big into snakes, man. Like, he would catch them in the yard, bring them in the fucking house. There was one time we went to the doctor with my younger brother. We're probably elementary school, middle school, maybe 6th grade, 7th grade. And my brother's inside. We said, "We're going to wait in the car." And my other brother reaches in his fucking pocket and he pulls out a fucking snake. And I'm like, "What the fuck? Where'd you get that?" He's like, "It was in a bush outside when we were coming." I'm like, "Yeah, how long has it been in there?" He's like, "The whole ride." So one day it's my turn to cut the grass. And we had the same riding mower in Can't Buy Me Love, the snapper riding mower with a bag catcher on the back, okay? And it's summer. It's hot as fuck. It's humid in Maryland. It's my turn to cut. And back then, you know, it was before driving. So that was driving. You know what I mean? You got to cut. You like to cut the grass. And about 4 backyards up, our buddy Jeff lives there. And I see my brother and him with a big trash can, and they're standing back from this pine tree with a broom, and they're hitting the fucking pine tree like this. And I know, I got my headphones on with the cassette. I know they're getting a snake out of this tree. And our backyard square. I'm going around and cutting it. And as I come up under our deck right here, my brother's standing there with about a 6-foot black snake doing it like this. And he's acting like he's going to throw it on me. I'm like, don't fucking do it, dude. And I go back forgetting about it or whatever. And the next time I come around, I feel something slap across the back of my motherfucking neck. And I look over here and there's a black snake looking at me like this. I said, ah! I mean, high pitch. Ah! I grabbed it by the neck. I threw it on the fucking ground. I put that blade down. My brother said, don't do it. I rode over that motherfucker, chopped that thing up in 100 pieces, dumped that motherfucking bag thing out. So there's your motherfucking snake, you dick. My brother was ruthless.
I
with
could
that
deal
shit,
with,
dude.
listen, I could deal with snakes to a certain size.
Like, what's too big? That boas and the anacondas? It's just the kind that can pick you
Some
up.
fucking guy in the yard fucking around, I leave alone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I had a friend that played for, who the fuck did he play for the NFL? His name was Chad Brown. And he hung out with a guy. It's funny because Chad Brown also was very good friends with that receiver from New England I told you about. That used to hang out at Swanee's, and you used to go, you know him? And Chad Brown was...
You mean linebacker at Tippett?
No, he was a wide receiver from New England, a tight end. And he won a few Super Bowls.
Ben Coates.
Fourier?
In the beginning, Christian Fourier and that guy were best friends, but he took his girlfriend. And they became enemies. So when I lived in Boulder, towards when they were in college, he sold weed for a living, Chad Brown. At first, I had an intermediary guy, and then one day he goes, listen, just go over there. Chad knows you're a comedian, whatever. And I was just starting out. I was no comedian. But I remember going over there, and he'd have 20 snakes, 3 of them rolling around the floor.
Out?
Yeah, no, 20 in cages,
But a couple of them out on the floor.
2 or 3 of them.
Like what? Pythons and boas?
All that shit. And he'd tell you, be careful, because one of them got away. Don't stand next to that chair, because there's one that's loose. I don't know if he's under there. I don't want him to bite you.
Oh, my God.
Every time I went to buy weed over there, it was like going to fucking snake jungle. You're out of your fucking mind, man.
Yeah, fuck that.
Snake jungle.
You went to Baltimore a couple of weeks ago?
I'm going this weekend. This goes up tomorrow, right? I'm there on 17th and 18th. I got shows at Jimmy's, the famous, sold out Saturday, Sunday night, 7:30. There's still some tickets left.
And how, you taking the whole family home with you?
No, I did that in the summer. This time.
I know. I remember I talked to you and you said you were taking your son somewhere.
Well, my daughter I took back in the summer. My stepson I'm going to take to see the Chargers Ravens out here this year. But this time, just because it's so much going on, it's just me going back for the shows.
And you have a new special coming out.
Yeah, I got a new album coming out. It's available for pre-order right now on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play. It drops November 20th. It's called Get a Hold of Yourself. Did it with a great label, Blonde Medicine. It'll be available on Spotify, Pandora, and everywhere November 20th, wherever you get good
And
comedy
you have a new
music.
podcast started.
Yeah, that's going to come up too. I can't really say much about that yet, but definitely have a new podcast starting. If you're already subscribed to the Craft Fuse, you can stay right on that feed because the new show is going to pop up right there. But yeah, go get that album. I'm actually making the shows in Baltimore an album release party. It doesn't drop till Tuesday, November 20th, but the people in Baltimore are going to be the first people in the world to be able to get it, and I'm really excited to be able to do that. I think that's really cool.
And everything else is going well in your
Everything
life?
else is great. You're my friend. You call me. You check on me. I love you. Thank you for having me on to do this.
Hey, man, we're brothers.
You fucking kill me, dude.
This is what we do. You know, when I see you at the store, you make me really happy that
Same.
I get to see you out. You know, it's so weird how your priorities change over the years. Like, I'm getting so old. 20 years ago, I went out to become a better comic. Now I force myself to go out so I have human contact. You know, we were talking about it with Brody the other day. And every time I go down there, as hard and difficult as it is, like in my head, once I hit Laurel Canyon, I'm ready. And I'm ready to see somebody, Sebastian, or last night I watched Chris D'Elia. I watched Bert go up in front of me, and then he brought me up, and I had to bring up Theo.
Yeah.
So it's all of us. It's you know, the circle of us that you go down there, you know how to follow.
I had to follow you the last time I went up the store. Just a couple weeks ago, I followed you.
But I didn't know why, because I was there all night.
Yeah, they were looking for you or something.
Like I was
you,
there all night. I would have closed out. I would have followed
I didn't mind.
you.
You know
I didn't
what,
care.
dude? When I heard it, I was like, Nobody's got stories like that, motherfucker. But it made me work harder, and I did really well. And it made me dig in deeper. And I don't mind working hard, man. I grew up working hard. I'm a hustler too. So
Yeah,
all it does is make me better.
that's all it does.
I mean, dude, your joke about you don't get sick because you eat ass and swam in the I was just talking about it today in the Hudson River, dude. There's probably some fucking
Let me
truth to
tell you
your
something.
immune
Me,
system, brother.
this dude Johnny Lopez and Mike Astley's went fishing one time in Hudson River, and we ended up catching an eel. An eel.
Stop farting on me.
We ended up catching an eel. It bounces, and I ricochet it right off the chair. So it goes at a 45-degree angle
What are you?
right to his nose, right? So we caught an eel, and there's a grill. That little park down by the Hudson River has little grills.
Yeah, those little
That you
rusty
gotta-
fucking.
you
Yeah,
gotta
you
be
bring your
crazy
own
to-
coal and
yeah.
shit. Yeah, I know.
You gotta be crazy to eat on those. You're gonna get fucking something right off the bat. We cooked the fucking eel on there. We didn't know. We chopped it up and we ate like its heart and shit.
Jesus.
And after that, my life changed forever. Like I wasn't getting sick like the rest of the kids.
That did it,
I
huh?
didn't have bags under my eyes no more. I recovered quicker from doing cocaine. Like I could do cocaine for 48 hours. It'd take you 42 days to recover. It would take me 1 day to recover.
An eel from the Hudson did
I
it.
believe that. Fucking, and they're electric eels. They're the ones that electrify you in
Yeah.
the middle of the fucking night. You got a twitch in your fucking neck for the
shit.
first month after you do it. It's funny. The other day I took my daughter to the park, and she's all about the fucking monkey bars. You know, she's getting strong.
Hanging upside down and
Well,
shit.
now she's starting to hang upside down, but to hang upside down, you have to do it over the concrete. So I went up to her like a man. I go, "Can I talk to you for a second?" I go, "Look, I admire your fucking admiration, but do it over the fucking dirt." And she goes, "Why, Dad?" I go, "That's concrete, that's dirt. If you land in the dirt, you'll be okay." I landed on the concrete. I had a twitch for a month. She's like, "What's a twitch?" I kept going like this. She's like, "What do you mean?" For a day, she kept going, "Daddy found the concrete." And he had a twitch. I swear to God, dog.
Yeah.
I landed neck first on the concrete
And you just twitched.
at the playground at 205 West 88th. I was knocked out for like a second. That was the first that started.
That explains a lot.
My dad died was the first sign of PTSD at 3. This fucking knocked
How
me out.
old?
I had to be 5 or 6
Five.
when I fell
This
off.
might have been the
I
genesis
had to be
right
either
here.
5 or 6 when I landed on the base of my spine and the back of my head. I saw a couple stars. I heard some voices.
Voice.
I heard a bunch of electricity going through my body. Like I had fucking gotten caught on an electric fence in Sing Sing or something like that. And the next thing you know, I woke up, dog, and everything was moving real fast. I didn't tell my mother. But for a couple of days after that, I had like a little fucking.
You just twitched.
I had like a little twitch reaction. So I went to like fucking like a carnival. I went to a carnival and got on like a seesaw or something. And it'll alleviate the
your ass.
twitch. I told her, you'll be twitching or you'll be holding the ball, squeezing with your mouth
shit.
open. You know, don't fucking come crying to me. Do it over the fucking sand. So if you fall, it's a lot lighter.
Hell yeah.
You look at your kids and you're like, you already know when they're going to fall. Like I was telling a lady the other day, listen, these are controlled things. I enjoy controlled falls. Like my daughter likes to run back and forth in the living room. She's going to crack her head. I see it already. It doesn't take a dummy. But at least it's a controlled fall. It's different than falling off a building 4 stories. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
get 6 stitches in the living room. It ain't no big deal.
No.
You're in the living room. We'll put some ice on your head. We could take our time. We got to run red lights. You know what I'm saying?
Run red light.
Yeah, next thing you know, you're running red lights.
Yeah.
She's going to die. Anyway, I want to thank you, Ryan, for coming on the fucking show.
Thank you.
It's been a long time. I know that a lot of people, the stigma was don't come on Joey's show because you'll test positive for heroin. and other substances.
Is that the stigma?
Oh, for a while, the
What do you
show was
mean?
taboo. People, I'll never forget Chris D'Elia calling me one day, like really serious. Like, listen, you know, I don't mess with that stuff. I hear that you can't even touch the microphones, that everything's bugged up to THC.
Come on, dude.
Bro, people were petrified.
Listen, back in the day, I tell everybody, because when your first introduction into the studio, you were like, I got LSD up over top of the door jam. You had all the old school shit there. But see, there's legends of like Segura having to take a car service home. Like, people get scared to come here. Yeah.
Do you remember when I had the LSD over the fucking wall? That's old school.
That's
I
old
remember I had a
school
gram
shit.
of blow behind. Look at that picture right there. Somebody came here to give me fucking something. They gave me a gram of blow. I hid it behind Lee's picture. I left it behind there. In case the cops came, it was Lee's. And one day somebody came into the office, like, I can go for a bump. I go, I got you. And I hit Lee's picture, and a Coke Rock fell
Little
out from behind the
Fred
back.
Sanford tap it twice
And Lee's like, how come it's got to be behind my picture? Because you got a clean record.
So
Who
really,
gives
that was
fuck?
a rumor. If you even leaned up and touched the mic, you could test positive.
Oh my
for
God!
heroin.
I remember people not calling me
Who the
back.
fuck's getting tested for heroin anyway?
You
by
gotta
the way?
remember, fucking at that time, fucking Sarah Tiano went down.